Alrighty, y'all, welcome back at long last. Finally back with another video here. I'm back in Kansas for the foreseeable future now, so I'm hopefully going to be able to make a few more videos. But today I'm going down to the river here. It's recently flooded, and so there should be a lot of prime opportunities to find fossils and cool artifacts and stuff on the sandbars, as well as I hope to look for a really cool kind of very recent artifact later on after it gets dark. So we'll get there after a while. First I gotta run in and check a few hives of my bees, and so I'll check those out and then we'll head down to the river. Alrighty, here they are. Time to crack them open and see what's up. This hive here is a split, so it didn't have a queen, but they are hopefully growing one, so we're about to find out if it worked. Okay, so this one didn't have a queen, it was a split, and they were making queen cells to make a new queen. And I was checking to see if this new queens had hatched. And indeed they have hatched, I can tell here. But they haven't started laying eggs yet, so I'll need to come back and check them again in a few days. Make sure they're still alright. Well, that's good news. Alrighty, y'all, made it down to the river now. So, about to get out on some sandbars and start hunting and see what all I can find. Not really sure what to expect because it's been quite a while since I've hunted much, but there are a lot of people out today, so I'm sure I'll run into some people out there. But should be nice. It's definitely a hot day out here. It's like 100 degrees, so thankfully I can wade around in the river kind of wherever I want and it's comfortable. So we'll see what I find. I'm gonna start looking around the sandbar here, and then we'll keep heading upriver for a little ways. So wish me luck. Let's see what we get. All right, I've been here for a few minutes and hadn't found much other than this big rosebud agate here, which I'll show you in a second. But I was just walking along here and I spotted another one of my favorite gems, which if you've watched for a while, you know is smoky quartz. So let's go ahead and pull in on that one. But first, here's that rosebud. Not a great example. However, down here, we have a nice big smoky quartz crystal. So this one isn't quite as gem quality as some of the other ones I found. It has some cracks, but it's still really nice. And here we have an old glass insulator. Now this one is pretty broken up. But these are kind of cool. These used to be telephone wire or electric wire insulators on telephone poles. And so they're kind of an antique and people like finding them, but this one's not worth a lot given that it's broken, so probably leave it here, but again, kind of cool. Alrighty, I have been at it for a long time. The sun is just setting now, and I've not found a lot, so it's not super promising, but while it's still daylight, I want to talk about what I mentioned way earlier about some fun stuff I want to look for after dark here, and that is a certain kind of glass called uranium glass that was made during the 1930s that is radioactive and glows in the dark under black light. And I happen to know that there is a decent amount here along the river. There's a glass dump close to here. And I am going to show you guys how to hunt for it with black light here after it gets a bit darker. So that should be pretty fun. Until it gets dark though, I'm gonna keep looking, see what else I can find here along the river. I really have not found much at all. And get to enjoy the beautiful sunset here, which you can't see. There we go, sunset. And I'll see what else I can find. Hopefully I can find a cool agate or two, or another fossil or two. Haven't found much, like I said, and I've walked a couple miles here. So eventually I'll have to start heading back to the glass dump before it gets too dark. Here's a really cool botryoidal rosebud agate. That's not something you see very often. Cool little warts in there. Otherwise not that interesting, but it is kind of unique. And once again, the sunset. Quite nice. Alrighty, y'all. I looked around a little while more. Haven't found much more other than a lot of bone fragments, but nothing complete or anything. So I am officially heading back to the dump so I can get there before it gets too dark. I still have probably a mile to walk, I don't know. So won't hear much from me until I get there. But then I will break out the black light and we'll see what we can find. So hopefully we find a bunch. I know there's at least some here, and I'm sure it will be interesting. All right, the video quality is definitely going to be going downhill now, but I made it to the glass dump spot, and it's just getting dark, and I have my black light out. Ooh, let's blind the camera. And I'm going to start panning around and looking for that uranium glass. Yeah, it's a really cool type of glass, obviously made in an era where they did not know all the dangers of radioactivity and so forth, and it has a small percentage of uranium within the mixture, and it's a kind of a greenish color in real life under normal light, and then under a black light it glows a really bright green. So it should really stand out here on the gravel bar as we look around for it. So let's see what we can find, hopefully find a bunch. Alrighty, so I'm gonna start looking around here, and I already saw, just as I turned my light on, there's a little tiny piece right here. So if I back off a little bit with the black light, you can see that it glows a really bright kind of yellowish orange. So it stands out like crazy. Just panning around here on the gravel bar. So that's one piece. Pick that up and see what else we can find. Yeah, as you can see under regular light, oh, it's a little hard here in the darkness. It's just almost clear. It has a slight yellowish tint. Then under black light, it glows like crazy. So let's see what else we can find. So I'm realizing this stuff stands out like a sore thumb. So if I get my black light out here, you can kind of see it and just pan around. Bam! You can see a piece glowing like crazy there. Two pieces actually, a little piece there beside. This is actually a cream glass. I mean, it's not clear. Just leave my light there and pick up these little pieces. Oops. Ah. Tiny little chip, but it glows like crazy. That other one, and then this big piece here lights up like crazy. So that's obviously really cool. Got my whole handful there. Let's keep looking and see what else we find. So far, that's 3 within just a little 10 feet or so. So that's pretty good. And there's another piece. Glowing brightly once again. So there's definitely a lot of it out here, which is awesome. So let's keep looking. See if I can find a piece live on camera here. Kind of fun. Oh, I see one. Let's look around and see if there's anything else. Don't immediately spot anything, so let's pick up this one. And keep looking. Oh, there's another piece hidden underneath the sand. Getting a real handful going on here. All right. I'll let you know what else I find. Alrighty, 2 more. Nice big pieces here. My hand's almost completely full now, so I'm gonna have to go dump them off pretty soon, but there's another kind of glass. I've found a couple of these. Not sure if they're uranium glass. I think they are. They're kind of whitish. Which is interesting. Alrighty. Just keep looking for a while. This is like the most fun I've had in a long time because you're just scanning around and this stuff pops out like super brightly. It's like the easiest treasure hunt possible. They need to like invent this for fossils or something because you're just shining around and then bam, you see it. Glows like crazy. So I have a whole big handful so far. I'm I'm gonna keep looking around for more, because there's obviously a ton at this location. So that's really cool. I'm really tempted to wade across the river right now because there's a lot of glass on those gravel bars over there. But I don't really want to get wet again, so what should I do? I kind of feel like I should go, because how often will I be hunting uranium glass on these sandbars here? So I guess I'm going. Okay, time to get wet. So I made it across the river safely and didn't get wet much above the knees. And I've already found my first little tiny piece over here. So there we go. Time to find a whole bunch more. Okay, I admit that I've made a bit of a mistake. I was envisioning a sandbar that's like a quarter mile upstream when I cross the river now. And this one actually doesn't have much glass on it. So I may have just wasted my time and gotten wet again for no reason. I'm still gonna look around a little bit, but there's not crazy much here, and I wanna go home pretty soon. So see what I find, and then I'll wait back and show off everything I found. So see you then. So you're probably wondering many things about uranium glass by now. It's also known as Vaseline glass, if you've heard of that before. It's the same thing. Anyway, you're probably wondering, is it safe? Can I eat it? Why would people ever have this in their house, etc.? Well, basically people didn't really know all the dangers at that time, and they thought it just made it a cool green color, I guess. So it's kind of similar to like the whole Radium Girls story, except somewhat less evil, I think. Anyway, but is it safe? Pretty much. The levels of radiation in radium glass is pretty negligible by now. Both the radioactivity decays, as well as there was just not much to start with. So it's fairly safe. However, it was banned in the 1950s from production, and so nobody can make it anymore. So the only uranium glass you're going to find is stuff that was made during the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Maybe a little bit earlier, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's an interesting story, and it's cool that you can still find some of that stuff from that era if you go out and look for it. As we've demonstrated, it's extremely easy to, where is it? There it is. To find it if you have a black light. It sticks out like a sore thumb. So, is it super safe? No, not entirely. Probably people wouldn't recommend eating off of it daily. But is it safe to go out and look for it and find it? Yeah, it's fine. It's probably safer than me shining a black light in my eyes while I'm recording this. So I'm gonna stop doing that pretty soon. Anyway, so yeah, let me show you what all I found, lay it all out, and get it up for the camera, and then I'll get heading home, because it's a little bit sketchy being down here by the river late at night like this, so I need to get out of here pretty soon. Anyway, let me show you what I found. Alright, so here's the pile that I found tonight. As you can see, it's all very reactive to black light, but there are a few different kinds here. There's this more transparent yellow stuff, and then there's this milk glass that's opaque, but it still glows really brightly. So yeah, I'm not sure what all the different ingredients were for the different kinds, but as you can see, it's all very reactive. Now, I didn't find any complete dishes made out of uranium glass, unfortunately. That would have been really cool. You can occasionally find those at pawn shops and thrift stores, so keep your eye out for those if you're interested. But this will be really cool. I might put this in a jar and set it on my shelf somewhere. Probably not in my room, but maybe in my room. Somewhere where it can glow brightly and look cool. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I am really surprised that I found this much of it, but it was kind of fun getting out of here and getting to look around for fossils earlier, but then also to find all this after it got dark. So yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in finding uranium glass, you may as well try with the black light along rivers or other places where people have dumped old glass from that era, and see what you find. There's a good chance you'll find at least some, and you might find some other cool stuff as well. Hopefully you won't get mugged. Being out here at night is a little sketchy, but it's fun as well. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the video today. Subscribe if you felt it worthwhile, but otherwise, have fun, good luck, and stay safe out there. We'll see you later.